Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today we are just jumping right into Road to Ranked. It's been taking me forever to find games, so I just figured, I would save some time and jump right into things. But we're going up against Vizel from California, rating in the 1600s, rocking a pretty cool team, and a really scary one actually, of Bisharp, Bulu, Coco, Suicune, the Charizard, and the Alolan Persian. So yeah, this looks like a really tough team to go up against. I think Abomasnow is going to be good, as well as Incineroar and Mimikyu, but figuring out what to lead with is really tricky here, because should I lead Incineroar, I might just give Bisharp the Defiant boost, which is quite scary. I could very likely see Bisharp and the Persian coming out as a lead, and I really don't have much counterplay, and Incineroar might still be the best thing to lead into that, interestingly enough. So yeah, I think this is definitely going to be a game for Snorlax. As much as I'd love to bring Glaceon, I just don't think it makes much sense here, especially against Bisharp and Charizard, both which I think surely come out in this match. So, going to get into game 1 today. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I really appreciate it. And yeah, matchmaking's been pretty weird lately. Like, not only has my Wi-Fi been really bad, or maybe the servers are just bad, but I've been disconnecting a lot recently, so hopefully we can get through this episode without one. I also have been running into... it's just been taking like forever to even find games, which has been frustrating. This is going to be the Persian and the Bisharp lead, which is pretty much what I anticipated, but that is okay with me here. So, main question is whether or not Persian has Taunt. I think I will probably just fake out the Persian here, though, just to deny it from getting a Taunt off in Trick Room. Yeah, that seems like the best course of action. And if I get faked out by the Persian, Bisharp shouldn't be able to stop my Trick Room. Unless it flinches me with Iron Head, which would be frustrating. Typically, like, Bisharp, it actually protects. Okay. Not what I anticipated, but that makes sense. Probably fearing a fake out so that I could go for just, like, it protecting there makes me think it really has Focus Sash, because otherwise you should not be protecting in that position. So with that, that actually opens up a huge opportunity for me. So let's see. I'm thinking of whether I want to Flare Blitz or Low Kick. I could even knock off. I think I'm just gonna Flare Blitz and Shadow Claw the Bisharp. Yeah, I want to force it out. I don't know, actually maybe I can just double up onto Persian here. I think I actually will. Yeah. Maybe that's too aggressive, but I'd like to get a knockout on my first turn under Trick Room. Let's see. This could bite me in the butt, but I feel like Bisharp switches out here. Ah, it doesn't. Okay, no worries. Should get the knockout on Persian here. Okay, good. So Bisharp will get an attack off, but that's not the end of the world for me. As it is just going to Iron Head into Mimikyu, yeah. As doesn't look like it has Life Orb, so yeah, like I said, I was fairly sure it's Focus Sashed. That's fine, honestly, because I can burn it, and if I burn it, that shuts it down completely. Like, yeah, I could have doubled up into it, I was just afraid of, like, Suicune coming in, and me just, like, losing a lot of momentum under Trick Room, as Bulu will come out. I could even Z-move right now into the Bisharp, just because I could see it protecting, but that honestly probably doesn't do enough. I mean, Grassy Terrain will heal it back up as well. I think I'll just go for a Flare Blitz here into Bulu and a Will-O-Wisp into the Bisharp, yeah. Because burning it just shuts it down completely. Bulu is actually the one swapping out into Charizard. Okay. That's fine by me. Especially if the Bisharp doesn't protect, which it doesn't. So I could have doubled up onto Bisharp there, but I'm okay with this as long as I get the burn off. Because Flare Blitz still does a sizable amount to Charizard. Enough where if it Mega Evolves, then I'll actually be able to knock it out. But I miss Will-O-Wisp. Ah! Okay, that one's a little bit frustrating. So Mimikyu will faint. Yeah, getting that burn would have been really nice, just because I wouldn't have to worry about the damage output anymore, and then Incineroar can really just cruise through everything. But it's fine. I'll bring out Snorlax now. Yeah. Because the thing is, if I burn it, then even if you stall out Trick Room, you can switch Bisharp out and back in. It's still not really doing anything. But I've still got 2 turns of Trick Room left, so no worries. Here I would think Bisharp is going to want to protect. But I think I'll just Flare Blitz and Double Edge. Question is who to double edge. I want to target Charizard here, I really do. But I think I'll double up into Bishop because I've got a Solvest and Big Fat on Snorlax. Ooh, it's Charizard X! I didn't think about that one. Ooh, that makes this really interesting then. Okay. No Protect from Bisharp though, that's really good. In fact, that might just win me the game. As Double Edge does so much damage. Okay, nice. Because what this means is now I can just withdraw Incineroar out into a Abomasnow, get a Double Edge off, and then switch Incineroar back in for Fake Out and Intimidate against both. And Charizard still shouldn't do very much against my Snorlax. As it's going to Dragon Dance, actually. Okay, that's fine. I can respect that. Yeah, so you'd assume my opponent's just going to want to double protect this next turn. But I think I should have enough firepower to deal with my opponent's team. Yeah, I really didn't consider Char X, which is pretty cool to see. But that's not really too concerning, especially with Big Fat and Intimidate. So Bulu will come out. I think here what I'm going to do is just withdraw Incineroar out into a Abomasnow. And go for a Double Edge into the Bulu slot, because I think it's more likely Charizard would protect than Bulu. I'm expecting a double protect right now for my opponent, but we'll see. And what this means is now I can cycle Snorlax back out, go into Incineroar, and just cycle Intimidates back and forth. So, Charizard does protect. Yep. So, pretty low risk switching in Abomasnow there. And Bulu doesn't protect, which is perfect. Nice. So, Choice Band Double Edge actually just one-shots Bulu. Oh my god. Yeah, you know, CB Lax put in work yesterday, but it's also putting in work today. The more I think about it, Bulu might be nice to have with this team in conjunction with the Snorlax. Just so I heal back every turn as well. But Trick Room expires, and I'm just going to switch Abomasnow out into Incineroar, get a Intimidate off there. With Thick Fat, I will easily survive a Flare Blitz, even if it crits me, I think. Wait, did I switch the right thing? Switch Abomasnow out into Incineroar, and just Double Edge. Yeah, so it was huge getting the knockout to Bisharp, like Bisharp not protecting there. Like, I really did consider targeting Charizard as well, but yeah. Even if Flare Blitz, like, crits knocks me out or burns me, Incineroar plus Abomasnow honestly should be able to beat out the Charizard. Charizard, because it doesn't have spread attack, should not be able to really pull anything off. Actually goes for a second Dragon Dance. I can respect that just to try to pull something off. But yeah, I don't think my opponent has any outs at this point in the game, especially with Choice Band Snorlax. You can see how strong it is. It knocked out literally everything in this game. So, good job, Snorlax. You really put in work in today's game. So, yeah, we do get a win for the first game today. Unfortunately, did not get to feature the Glaceon, but this was... I mean, I guess if I knew it was Char X, I would actually consider bringing Glaceon, because I wouldn't have to worry about losing the Weather Ward. That actually can make... I'm able to justify it a lot more. But ultimately, I just like Incineroar was a really good lead against both my opponent's lead Pokemon. Persian wasn't able to do much. Having the Disguise on Mimikyu, like, one reason why I love Mimikyu is because Disguise allows you to treat it like, you know, like a potential Focus Sash. So you're able to get a free attack pretty much most of the time with it. So getting Trick Room up was huge, and then just making the most out of it. Scary thing was my opponent was able to stall out the Trick Room, but ultimately, yeah, like Char X is not too difficult, I think, to deal with this team, since everything hits it pretty hard. Of course, its defense is higher, but I was able to get that chip damage on the turn it came in when I Flare Blitzed, and then I was able to just go from there. So, do get a win for our first game today, and we are just going to look for our next opponent. Okay, we're going to find a 1638 opponent for our next game today. Rocking another Charizard. This seems actually really scary, so it should be a fun one. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's just taking so long to find games. Like, this one took like 5 minutes in between, but oh well. Let's get into this one. So, Whimsicott, Charizard, Feeny, Coco, Landorus, and Aegislash. So, pretty interesting. Staraptor maybe actually could make some sense here to chunk down whatever is next to the Whimsicott, which I foresee my opponent leading, but I also could just play it safe and go like Incineroar and Mimikyu with Snorlax and Abomasnow again. I'm thinking about Staraptor pretty hard off this one, though. That one is honestly quite tempting. But I feel like Incineroar is honestly just better because it gives me another answer against Aegislash. Like, Aegislash is pretty scary, but with Snorlax, Mimikyu, and Incineroar, I have multiple outs against it. Staraptor really doesn't help me out at all. And it, like, Yeah, I don't know. My opponent's team isn't like the fast offensive team that you would like to use Staraptor against, where it's like good to trade one for one. Because honestly, I'm not sure it's good to trade Staraptor for one of my opponent's Pokemon here. So we'll see. Feeny, probably the more annoying Pokemon to deal with, but I've got a Abomasnow. Charizard's going to be the one that I want to bait out, ideally, if I can. Otherwise, Whimsicott, always a nuisance, but should be able to at least set up Trick Room, should I be able to fake out. And we actually do see Aegislash, so yeah, I'm glad I did not bring Staraptor in the end. Now, this is actually interesting because I could just double up onto Aegislash. I might not actually Trick Room immediately. But Aegislash obviously could easily King Shield turn 1 too. I'm also worried about it substituting, though. I don't know. I feel like staying in as Aegislash against an Incineroar and Mimikyu is quite risky. So I think I'm going to double up turn 1 on the Whimsicott. I should Shadow Claw just so I don't miss. Yeah. My opponent could play like Hero Mode here though and not protect Aegislash or switch out. It's actually Whimsicott switching out. Okay. Into Charizard. I'll actually take that just because Charizard is such a big threat to me. But no King Shield from Aegislash. That's fine though. As Shadow Claw actually does a ton. It's actually going to be a Z move coming. Is that... I see. That's a Rock Z move. Oh my gosh. What? That's ambitious. I mean, that probably knocks me out. Although, I do get the Intimidate off, so actually maybe not. I'm assuming because this is coming from Head Smash, right? Oh, what a time. Well, does that knock me out? It does. Okay, that is not what I anticipated, but that's fine. I get to bring out Snorlax now. Oh, man. Rock Z move Aegislash. I will definitely say I did not see that one coming. That's fine. I'm thinking, like, honestly, Fire Punch is really good against my opponent's entire team, bar the Feeny, but I've got Abomasnow to deal with Feeny. So I think Aegislash here probably King Shields. But I think I'm going to Trick Room here. And I'm going to Fire Punch the Charizard. Expecting Aegislash to King Shield and Charizard to attack. Okay. Yeah, I'm really hoping Aegislash King Shields here, so then I can just Fire Punch it to Oblivion next turn. Yeah. Oh, wait. Nope, that's Drought coming out. I heard the sound and I was like, yep, that's King Shield. Ah, he actually doesn't protect. Ugh. Oh, wow. I totally screwed that up. Mimikyu's gonna faint, and I get burned. Not like this. Oh, no. That was so bad on my end. But does that knock me out, though? No. Okay. Please don't flinch. If I doesn't flinch, I'm okay. That burn is so annoying. What the heck? That's game. Is there any way I could win this? Maybe if he misses. Heat Wave. Oh, man. Really? Like, look, burn, flinch. Because if neither of those happen, I'm actually in a really good spot. Ugh, that's gross. Okay. That being said, I could have played it better. I could have just gone for the Z move onto Aegislash. But I really thought Aegislash was going to King Shield there. Yeah, I think I gotta hope for a miss from Charizard, maybe. Oh, man. Both of those suck. But I didn't consider that. Oh, he's overheating. Well, I'll get a double knockout here. Most likely. So I went for the knockout onto Charizard because Abomasnow can't deal with it. And I think maybe Fire Punch can still knock out Aegislash with the Sun Boost. I don't know, honestly. Actually, probably not. Ah, man, that burn really sucks. Oh well. Maybe my opponent doubles up in a Snorlax. I don't know. But yeah, Overheat it's fine because as I crit it. It's really adding insult to injury. It's gonna go for an Iron Head onto Snorlax. Okay. This just got really interesting. Huh. So somehow Mimikyu actually gets the attack off. If it's Feeny as the last one, because I can beat Whimsicott fine. I'm praying it's Feeny. Okay, there's Whimsicott. What's the last one? Ooh, Landorus. That's also okay. I mean, I'm just a Blizzard away from knocking both of these out, but I could get flinched. And it'll be a single target Rock Slide. Well, we'll see. It's not over, at least. I'm just going to try to Will-O-Wisp Landorus and Fire Punch Whimsicott, but I don't think I can afford to switch out. Maybe I could have Trick Room last turn with nah, no, I don't think I can Trick Room with Mimikyu. Actually, yeah, maybe I could have. Because if I Trick Room Fire Punch, I mean, that would assume he stays in and doesn't King Shield, but I guess that's what I was going for anyway. I really wish Snorlax actually fainted last turn. Because if it does, I get the free switch into a Bombastone, your Rock Slide is in single target. I know he can't Z-move against me, at least. Woman's got Tailwinds, that's fine. If he misses either Rock Slide here, that would be interesting too. But no. Okay, so that will get the knockout. And now it's a Bombastone against Whimsicott and Landorus. Oh boy. Well, I literally just Mega Evolve and click Blizzard and hope I don't get flinched. And I don't know what my opponent... You click Rock Slide. Oh, it all comes down to this. Despite getting flinched and burned. Can we pull it off? Yeah, I think without the flinch was the really bad one. But yeah, I'm just gonna Mega Evolve and click Blizzard and pray. Oh gosh, this is very stressful. Just anytime you play a game, I just know I'm gonna get flinched right now. I just know. Sometimes you have that feeling, but let's see. Because I thought this game was over that turn, but somehow was able to bring it back with the turn afterwards. Okay, that's fine. Endeavor's fine. I should survive a Rock Slide, please. No flinch, no flinch. Oh, feels good, man. Feels good. Mega Bombastone was so clutch. Like I was hoping for Feeny, because if it were Feeny, then a Bombastone like definitely wins. You can't even like really RNG your way out of that. I think my opponent had Coco too, and actually I think Coco I would have been able to deal with as well. So surprisingly enough, Landorus was like the best Pokemon my opponent could have had to make it a fight, because if you flinch, you win. Whereas with Coco, you don't really do enough damage, especially because you've Z-moved, and with Feeny, you don't do enough either. So, yeah. It's kind of weird. But, yeah, my opponent really, I guess, was really expecting to get the knockout there on Snorlax, but Snorlax is so tanky, and, I mean, we do have to talk about the physical Aegislash as well, right? That was a physical Aegislash that we went up against. But the Intimidate initially helped out a lot. I was actually honestly surprised to see Incineroar have gone down to the Z-move through the Intimidate, so I'm curious about the damage roll there. But, of course, Head Smash is also basic, 150, so it is a really strong Z-move. That's probably, like, max attack, but, yeah. The double up, I think it was a mistake not to target down Mimikyu there, because if you target down Mimikyu, you don't allow me to get the knockout onto Charizard. So, in order for me to have won that after I got the burn and the flinch, I needed to hope that maybe my opponent messed up a little bit. Of course, my opponent didn't know my full sets as well, so might be more scared of Snorlax in that situation, fearing me going for a Belly Drum. Because at that point, you don't know that I'm Band-Aid yet, even though I do have Fire Punch. Maybe I just have Fire Punch over, like, I don't know, high horsepower. So, yeah, the BAM came through. Fortunately, despite being burned, I was still able to knock out Aegislash with the Sun Up, getting a double knockout, and then paving the way for Abomasnow. But, yeah. That game was full of swings. I felt really good, then I felt really bad, and then I felt really good again. But we do end up getting a win. We're going to find Lipe with the rating of 1555 for our last opponent today. Rocking a really cool team. There's a Gallade there. I actually wanted to build a team around Gallade, and when I was theory crafting this team, I actually thought about Mega Gallade, because when I used Trick Room Hail in 2012, I actually had Gallade on that team, and I had Trick Room. Fun fact. So, this kind of reminds me of my Rain team from last year with the Pelipper, the Cortana, and the Lele, but then you got Ludi, now Ego, and Gallade. So this is a really interesting team. And how do I want to approach this? I think this is still a... Mimikyu is phenomenal against this team overall. Question is, who do I lead it next to? Mimikyu and Incineroar still seems like the safest call. This might be a game for Glaceon. I mean, Snorlax is good too. But I actually think Glaceon could put in work here. Alright, let's give it a try. My opponent doesn't have any ice resist, so if I set up Trick Room, I can just spam Blizzard and maybe win from there. Yeah, I'll give Glaceon a shot here, I think. I feel like the most we've seen Glaceon is actually against like Rain teams. The Now Ego will be slightly concerning, and that's where Snorlax can have helped me more. But I'm curious as to whether or not my opponent even brings out the Now Ego. The more I think about it, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have brought Glaceon. I'm really Now Ego weak. And maybe I should have had Hidden Power Ground on Glaceon instead. But I didn't have enough time to get one in game, and that would take more breeding, so I ended up just going for one with Shadow Ball. Although I actually haven't used Shadow Ball at all. Blurs and Ice Beam have both been relevant, though. But, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think Cortana doesn't come out. So I could have, like, used Glaceon to bait out the Now Ego and then bring out my Snorlax. But I just wanted to give Glaceon a shot, so we'll see if we can use it well here. But what is the lead matchup going to be? Lele and Now Ego. Okay. That's actually really bad, I think. Yikes. I didn't think about this very well. It depends on... Yeah, because you can double up into my Mimikyu right now. Yikes. This is actually really bad. I should have thought a little bit more. Like, this is the one lead that gives me an immense amount of trouble. The other question is whether he has Taunt or not on Lele. Because the Psychic might not knock me out, but it could be Z-moved as well. I think I'll just try to Trick Room here. And I'll go for a... I actually don't remember Now Ego's weight, but it doesn't end up mattering. It's not super effective. I'm going to knock off the Now Ego. Yeah, this is actually really bad. I led poorly into this. Oh, he's Scarf Lele. That actually makes this more interesting because I think it's actually more likely I do get Trick Room up. It's actually going to be the double up into Incineroar. Okay, can I survive that? Wow. Woohoo! That is not how I expected this to play out. I think that honestly just wins me the game. Assault Vest Now Ego. What? Okay. Yeah, I don't see my opponent coming back from this, honestly. I can just Z-move into the Lele. And Now Ego might switch out. I think I'm just going to go for another knockoff. Getting rid of anything's item coming in would be good. Yeah, that was so big. I mean, because it was Scarf Lele, actually my opponent didn't have any way to stop Trick Room. So Pelipper is going to come in. Yep. Yeah, I don't see my opponent coming back from this. Like, I think turn 1 was going to decide this game, especially... I didn't know my opponent's set, so I didn't know if it was standard Lele or not, but... Yeah, now that I know it's Scarf and AV, neither of those two Pokemon have Protect. Can't really stop the Trick Room. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the double up works out okay if you do get the knockout on Incineroar, but that's kind of wishful thinking against an Assault Vest Incineroar. So, yeah, that bulk really coming in handy. So I'm going to get the Never-Ending Nightmare. That's going to dunk on the Mimikyu. I'm going to get rid of Pelipper Sash. Knockoff also is just a really good offensive, move. So that will obliterate the Lele. And honestly, this is probably game. Yeah, that was just scary because, of course, Now Ego could Trick Room. It does have access to it. Lele could taunt. And if Now Ego's faster, what I was really worried about was, like, Now Ego just breaking my Disguise and then Lele going for a Z move. Because that would spell disaster for me. But instead, neither of those two things happened. So Gallade's going to come out. What I'm going to do here is just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp onto Gallade. And I'm going to bring out a Abomasnow so I can then spam the Glaceon. Because Glaceon now can just spam Blizzard, as can Abomasnow. My opponent just ends up forfeiting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that is that. And that does give me enough time actually for a 4th game. So we'll play 4 games in today's episode, I think. Which is very exciting. But like I said, if against my opponent's team comp, you could tell if Trick Room went up, there was no way to stop it because my opponent's team was very fast and offensive. Once again, it really does remind me of my Rain team from last year, and I had a pretty bad matchup against Trick Room as well. When I brought it to San Jose Regionals, I think like out of the couple of losses that I had, pretty much all of them were exclusively to Trick Room as well. So without Tauntaun Lele, yeah, makes my life a lot easier. So we are going to actually look for a fourth game today since that last game was literally like 2 minutes long or so. Yeah, I mean, that was like a 2-turn game. But yeah, my opponent had no way out of that one, I think. You can't stall out Trick Room fast enough. Now Ego doesn't have Protect. Pelipper was in KO range from anything. Gallade could maybe pull off something, but I had, play rough with a Wisp on Mimikyu as well as Abomasnow and Glaceon just waiting in the back to spam Ice-type attacks. So let's look for our fourth game of the day. Wow, we finally found someone. Oh my goodness, that took 5 minutes. Okay, anyway, Electric Tech 9. That's a pretty cool name. I like Tech 9. It's a cool rapper. Rocking another Now Ego, actually. Did not expect to see 2 in one day, but Incineroar, Celesteela, Snorlax, Mega Manectric, Feeny, and then the Now Ego. So, we've played against this team comp before, I believe, and it is one that's pretty standard. The Now Ego is the one that's interesting. Typically, you see, like, Gothitelle instead of that, so I feel like Goth not being on that team does change it pretty dramatically. But let's see how I want to approach this. Yeah, I actually really don't like going up against Now Ego, but we did see how much Knockoff does against it the last game. So I feel like this is an Incineroar Mimikyu kind of game again. And while I did bring Glaceon the last time around, I think Snorlax is far too important to give up against this set. Because it has Fire Punch for Celesteela, High Horsepower for Manectric, Incineroar, and Now Ego, and then Double Edge. So, fourth game of the day. I can't remember the last time I played 4 games, but yeah, the games were pretty fast-paced today, and then that last one obviously ended very quickly. So, we'll see what we can do in this one. I think, yeah, typically with these team comps, you gotta worry about Snorlax setting up, and I have ways to stop it, either Will-O-Wisp or knocking it off, or knocking its item off. It's gonna be Incineroar Celesteela, which I'll actually take any day, I think. The only downside is never knowing who's faster between Mimikyu and Incineroar, because I am Min-Speed Mimikyu, but Incineroar is not exactly like the fastest Pokemon. Let's see. I mean, I could fake out Will-O-Wisp Celesteela turn 1, but Celesteela easily could just switch into Feeny. Like, if you have Feeny here, it's a very easy switch in. So alternatively, I could switch Incineroar out into Snorlax and just Trick Room, if I want to predict that. Yeah, I don't know. I just really can't see Celesteela staying in here if you have Feeny in the back, which you should have. I could low kick to get some chip damage off. I'm just worried about eating a low kick up with Snorlax. But I think I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to just hard switch and Trick Room. If I get punished for this, props to my opponent for staying in against this Incineroar. I mean, it's not that risky, but it's also to switch out. Show me Feeny. Nice. Okay, that's good. I mean, I could get knocked off, which is the downside that I'm slightly concerned about right now, but by bringing in Snorlax, I threaten a one-shot onto Incineroar, which is really important. He just fakes out. Perfect. Okay, so that is exactly what I was hoping for turn 1 to play out. Doesn't mean I'm in that great of a position, but it is certainly pretty decent here. Think I'm gonna Double Edge and Will-O-Wisp Incineroar here, because I could see it switching it back out into Celesteela. Burning Celesteela would be nice. Of course, Celesteela is the only thing I could burn, but that's a switch in that I think is likely. But he does go for a Snatch, okay. So once again, Snatch Incineroar. That's to try to steal Belly Drum, but obviously I'm not running Belly Drum. So there's the Double Edge. It doesn't get the one-shot, but does a ton. Will proc the berry, but another one will knock it out. So yeah, that's totally fine with me. Will-O-Wisp, not going to be affected, and Feeny is actually going to go for a taunt onto the Snorlax, so prevent, like, yeah, the idea was to try to steal my Belly Drum. But now I can just go for the same play. My opponent knows I have Will-O-Wisp, so you gotta be a little bit more scared of it. I could actually see Incineroar Snorlax coming out. Yeah, so as a result, I think I'm actually gonna withdraw into my own Incineroar. Because right now I'm intimidated anyway, so Mimikyu's not doing much damage. Muddy Water shouldn't be doing too much to me anyway. And if Snorlax does come out, I can fake out Double Edge and then knock off. Like, I just don't want my opponent to get a Belly Drum off against me if my opponent does have Snorlax in the back. So let's see if Incineroar switches out here. Okay, show me Snorlax. Okay, it's just Celesteela coming back in, but that's fine. I have Incineroar out now. Shiny Celesteela, which looks kind of cool. And it is Misty Seed as well, but that's not going to matter at all right now against these two guys. So that will eat up the Double Edge pretty nicely, but now it's just in Flare Blitz KO range. And that actually still does a pretty decent amount. Feeny does launch a Muddy Water, so yeah, not the best, but not the worst either. Would have been a lot nicer to have actually knocked out, as I do get an accuracy drop on Snorlax. Are you serious? Okay. That's slightly frustrating, but oh well. I think I want to just Double Edge Feeny. Fake out Double Edge. Feeny protecting is pretty obvious though. Yeah, we could just see a double protect here, but I'm gonna Flare Blitz Celesteela actually. Because that does cause Celesteela does cause me some problems. Yeah, I mean, this game's gone okay. It would have been a lot nicer to actually have knocked out the Incineroar. It hung on with a sliver of HP. If I get that knockout, then that really paves the way for a Abomasnow. Oh, neither Pokemon switch out or protect. Interesting. Okay, I'll take that. That probably procs a Berry. Oh, it actually doesn't. Is that not Berry Feeny? Or did I literally... I mean, actually, the Feeny on this team normally is Z move, so it could be going for a Z move here, which would make some sense. Let's see. I forgot about that. But I'll still take that turn. I get the knockout onto the Celesteela. I know that the Manectric is quite low. Sorry, not Manectric. The Incineroar and the Feeny are both pretty low. I will be eating a Hydro Vortex here, unfortunately. It's probably going to target Incineroar, as it does. Yep. So this is still very far from over. I honestly don't feel that great about my position right now. Because Trick Room's expiring soon. I think this is the last turn. Oh, no, I've got one more turn, actually. With one more turn, actually, that's pretty big. Because I can bring in a Abomasnow. And I know Incineroar is not Assault Vested. I know it's already eaten up its berry. And there's Incineroar coming back out. I mean, you really have to fake out the Snorlax right now. So the question is whether my opponent makes like a hero call and doesn't fake out Snorlax. Because I could just withdraw my Snorlax out right now into Mimikyu. I really think it might not fake out here, though. So I'm actually going to just stay in and Double Edge. Mega Evolve. And I'm going to go for the Blizzard, I think, here, yeah. If Incineroar doesn't fake out my Snorlax, then I win the game. But I thought switching to Mimikyu is very obvious, so I could have seen my opponent just, like, Flare Blitzing a Abomasnow. And even if I get faked out onto Snorlax, that's honestly not the end of the world for me. Feeny protects, okay. That's fine. So this is pretty decent regardless. Incineroar does go for the fake out. Yeah, okay. Targeting a Abomasnow, actually. I don't understand that one if you're gonna... Ah! Oh, that's so frustrating. Wow, that one really sucks. Because I think if I hit that, that's the game right there. Okay, well... Oh man, that's actually so bad. Oh, no. That's a feels bad, man. Oh, that's so frustrating. Maybe that's what my opponent was banking on. Yeah, that's why I gotta understand the fake outing of Abomasnow if you're gonna protect the Feeny there. But maybe my opponent was really hoping for a miss. Okay, I don't like this. I should have switched out into Mimikyu. I got kind of flustered, which was bad on my end. Oh, I didn't even get the protect off! I timed out. Oh, now I just end up losing. Yeah, that was my bad. I got really tilted by that. I should either protect the Abomasnow or switch. Switching to Mimikyu is actually probably the best play. That's a shame. Yeah, I mean, that was one where I actually got super frustrated because I felt like I had this game on lock if I hit that double edge after that turn. But I also could have switched out into Mimikyu there because I still had my disguise, I believe. Do I still have my disguise? I think so, right? So then what I could have done was switched out into Mimikyu. It would come down actually to who's faster between Mimikyu and Incineroar. I guess this isn't necessarily over based off who my opponent's last one is. If I can outspeed Incineroar here. Ah, that's just so frustrating, though. I'm gonna play rough Incineroar. Mimikyu could 3v1 this. It actually swaps out. Okay. And it's Nio Ego as the last one. This is still doable, then. And he taunts, too. Okay. Please don't miss. I think if I hit that plus the Z move maybe knocks out Nao Ego. It's been a tough day. It's been a tough... Actually, I can't complain. All the other games went quite well. It's just this game. It's frustrating. Yeah, he protects. Okay, that was a good play. Yeah, that's correct. The protect is definitely really good. Actually, maybe I didn't have a way out anyway. Well, if I hit the play rough doesn't do that much anyway. Yeah, I think I guess even had I withdrawn Abomasnow out that turn, I'm still in a pretty bad position. If I protect, maybe play rough can knock out the Incineroar. That's pretty much what I'm hoping for, like Ice Share plus play rough. But I pretty much needed that double edge to hit because I needed that extra bit of damage. So yeah, losing to a Muddy Water accuracy drop never feels good, but I could have played it a lot better too, I think. Actually, I don't know. I'm really proud about how I played up until like that turn. So Feeny will faint, but more importantly, Incineroar is going to be able to come out and get an Intimidate off against me. And Hail's about to expire as well, so yeah. That was a nice switch out, definitely. I could have considered Z-moving the Incineroar that turn, but yeah. Kind of a bummer. So, Incineroar will come back out. I don't think I have any out here. Unless, for some reason, now Ego does, like, no damage, and I'm faster, and I can survive, like, 2 Sludge Bombs. But I don't think I will. Yeah, I don't know. I really do think I win this game if I hit that double edge. I'm trying to think... It's actually Life Orb now, Ego. And he was faster with Incineroar anyway. As Mimikyu here will fade. So... Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I could have done better this game. I really don't think there were too many plays. I guess the turn where like Celesteela switched in, I could have Will-O-Wisped. I could have doubled up onto something. I could have doubled up onto the Feeny the turn where it the turn where it went for the Z move because I lost Incineroar there and Incineroar was pretty good, but I don't think that was too bad. If I hit the double edge against the Incineroar, that probably just knocks it out. Even if it doesn't knock it out, though, I think it would be in, like, Ice Shard KO range after Hail. So then, like, Incineroar and Feeny would be really low. I would still have Snorlax, and I'd have Mimikyu with the Z move waiting in the back. So, yeah. That was kind of bad. I tilted really hard after missing that. But I don't think honestly, even if I played perfectly, I think I'd probably lose that game anyway. Since the Incineroar was faster, yeah, ultimately. So I needed to hope for Incineroar to be slower. But yeah, that was still a fun episode, definitely. Really interesting games. So we do go 3-1. That fourth game, yeah, kind of frustrating because I feel like I played the beginning pretty well, but then the latter half not very great on my end. And then, yeah, that's what happens when you face Muddy Water, though. So unfortunately, I do have to face the consequences. But fun game regardless, and I think my opponent still played quite well. It's not the easiest matchup for me to deal with in general. Now Ego is a pretty tough Pokemon to face in the late game as well. You know, typically I need at least like 2 Pokemon to deal with it as opposed to just 1. But yeah, can't fault my opponent for that. That's just the game, and it's not like my opponent was going to go for anything else but Muddy Water in this situation, just so happened to get the accuracy drops as well. That's just, you know, an additional fact. But good games to all my opponents today. Really fun one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Kind of angry at myself in the last one, but I don't feel like I honestly could have made much better plays in the end game anyway. It pretty much came down to whether I could hit that or not after my opponent chose to fake out a Abomasnow. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you enjoyed, please share support by leaving a like, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.